Throughout the years, we have all had some sort of tradition that we have continued to follow, whether it be family, school, town, or church tradition. What it is doesn't matter, as long as it has kept us attached to the past. Traditions are those events which we feel the need to carry on. We may not know the exact reason for that tradition or even its origins. We know in our hearts that there is a need for it to be continued. Will it improve our lives, or will it provide a better future? We don't know, but we feel the need to carry it on. Some traditions are carried on for generations. Why? Because it has always been done that way. Sometimes we ask why it has been done that way, and nobody knows. We just do it because today Jesus brings out the truth of one such tradition, one which the Jewish people have followed for many years. Jesus was asked why his disciples ate without washing their hands. First, this was a long-standing tradition which based on the law of Moses. Jesus' answer to the Pharisees and scribes was this: you discard God's commandments but cling to human tradition. Meaning, it's all right to follow tradition if it doesn't become more important than the commandments. If it does, then we have a problem. Remember, God gave us the commandments as a guide for our life and to keep it on track with his plan. In our first reading, Moses addresses the people by reminding them that in your observance of the commandments, you shall not add to what I command you, nor subtract from it. God meant for these commandments to be followed as they were handed down. God's commandments were not meant to be changed to fit our own needs or desires. Jesus explained to the Pharisees and scribes that eating with unwashed hands doesn't corrupt the person. What comes from the outside doesn't corrupt. It's what comes from the inside that corrupts a person. What comes from the heart, things such as evil thoughts, theft, unchastity, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lasciviousness, envy, blasphemy, arrogance, and folly. When our minds formulate these evils and our hearts release them, this is what brings corruption to our person. These evils will also keep us from having a friendly and loving relationship with God. These thoughts and feelings will show our dislike for others, which is against God's plan for us. God's plan for us is to love one another as he loves us. So, by feeling, showing, and practicing these evils, put our love for God and others on hold. So, how do we keep from falling into this corrupt stage? How do I control these feelings towards others? St. James gives us the answer. Be doers of the word and not hearers only. St. Francis of Assisi says it in a different way. Preach the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words. Let us not corrupt ourselves by what comes from the inside, from our hearts, When these evil thoughts come to mind, let us ask ourselves, what is going on in my heart? What is motivating my feelings? If we feel that a sinful attitude is formulating within our hearts, let us look to Jesus for his love and guidance. Let Jesus replace our bad attitudes with his loving thoughts and desires for us. Remember, we need to love one another as Jesus loves us. And those evil thoughts will be just not there.